guys, it's Brooke Olson here, and we are starting a new happy hour event, which is called Stay Healthy Denver. So we're bringing you information that's going to help you stay healthy, active, and fit in the Denver area. And so what we want to do is start bringing special guests that are going to help you understand how you can do that. And as far as this goes, we help people who are 50 plus, who are looking for solutions to stay away from overutilized procedures, pain medications, injections, and surgery. So this is perfect for you if that fits your role. Looking forward to this. Today we have our special guest who is Amber Hollis. She's with the Vitality Center, and we're going to talk all about how Amber helps people like you stay healthy, active, and fit as well, while not necessarily having to go through these overutilized procedures that Amber and I are starting to see people go through. Is that fair to say, right?
Absolutely.
So I want to introduce Amber, who's a great friend of mine and an even better colleague for somebody like you who can help you with a lot of different situations. So Amber, if you would, could you introduce yourself and tell people a little bit about what you do?
Of course. So my name is Amber Hollis, and I am a doctor of acupuncture and oriental medicine. And my goal is to help as many women as possible regain control of their digestive health so they can focus on their life and things that they want to do rather than focusing on where the nearest bathroom is, if we can just say that. So yeah, thanks for having me on.
Of course, it's a pleasure. So I've known Amber personally, and I know that I've heard a lot of stories about people who you help. Could you kind of help people understand if this is right for them or what type of person you specifically help with, as far as maybe tell us a little bit about a story that you find people are typically telling you?
Yeah, of course. So the thing that I hear the most is I've tried everything and I don't know how to help myself. So they come in seeking help for anything from acid reflux to gas and bloating, constipation, or the opposite is diarrhea, and uncontrollable diarrhea at that. And the worst thing in the world, if you've ever had food poisoning, maybe you don't have a digestive issue, but if you've had food poisoning and you know that urgency, some of these irritable bowel issues and inflammatory bowel problems are very much like that. And so my goal is to help people understand why these issues are happening in the first place, so that we can get them under control. And when people say that they've tried everything, I guarantee you they haven't.
Right.
So that's my goal, is to help people understand what options they have, and we provide a couple different routes of options for them, whether it be herbal medicine, which is really important because some of the medicines that people are on, maybe you're on a medication for acid reflux. These things are meant to be taken for 6 weeks, a couple months at the most, and people are living on these. You might be taking medications for 20 years, and nobody says anything, and it's completely inappropriate. It makes the problem way worse. So again, my goal is to really help you come off of medications and find a much safer approach to healing your digestive tract.
I think that's so true beyond measures. And just personally, if I can go there, I believe that you provide a transformation for somebody as far as their life goes. So for me personally, I've worked with Amber as well. That's why I know what she does is absolutely phenomenal. I found myself in a situation for years that I suffered with GI distress, and so it was, pretty much a self-diagnosis of IBS. I never went to go see somebody, but I was pretty sure by the symptoms that I was having, I was dealing with IBS. And you and I together worked on a pretty specific, targeted program, and you evolved my program to fit my needs. Which was huge because I didn't want to give up half of the stuff that I felt like I needed to. But you also said, Brooke, this isn't forever.
Yeah.
This can be for an extended amount of time, and then we can slowly incorporate stuff back. And for me, it was not wanting to be social, right?
That's a big
one.
one.
I find a lot of people probably deal with that, right? Not wanting to be social because it's always, like you said at the beginning, right? Like wondering if there's a bathroom that's going to fit my need at a restaurant, or if I'm out at a social event that's maybe a little bit bigger, do they have private bathrooms if I need that? Am I going to deal with loud noises in front of people with my gut, which I used to deal with? So for me, it was a transformation of, one, becoming more social, not being afraid to go out to restaurants anymore or do activities with friends and family. And for me, it was like the freedom to stop worrying about it nonstop. because that was my
Yeah.
life, was just constantly thinking about it.
And it's not just you. I mean, we're sitting here having this conversation, and some other girls out with their friends might be having this conversation too, but generally people aren't talking about this. And so it's kind of a lonely thing when you're in your head thinking you're trying to have a conversation with somebody, when your mind is like looking around like, where's the bathroom? I don't feel very good. And it's a really weird thing. And it's a very real thing. And another thing that you mentioned was a self-diagnosis. This is really interesting because irritable bowel syndrome, although it is a diagnosis, it's a symptom. If you have diarrhea or you have constipation or both, that's considered IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. So when you go to the doctor and you're saying this, they're like, oh, I have IBS. And you're like, oh, good, I have a diagnosis. They're just telling you what you already knew, that you have an irritable bowel, and that's not really helpful. What are your options? In our conventional system, we have drugs, wait till it gets worse, scopes where you don't want them, down your throat, up your butt. Nobody really wants that. So if we just kind of take a look at what is causing inflammation in the digestive tract, if we know how to clear it out, and we do, then the problem can be solved, oftentimes very, very simply.
I totally agree. I think as far as this goes with your type of practice, and I think there's a lot of misconceptions. With your type of practice, you've told me that people have called you a voodoo doc. And you'd rather be known as perhaps a poop doc.
The poop doc.
Right? So there's options as far as your ability to help people understand what you do better. Can you tell us a little bit about these myths, maybe misconceptions about what people kind of tell each other, or the common beliefs behind what you do? And just go there.
Sure. And I do think that is getting a little bit better, but most people do not know what Oriental medicine is, and they might think, oh, is that acupuncture? And yeah, acupuncture is one modality that we use, and for digestive issues, I actually don't use it very often. But people think that it is mystical, or I've even had people tell me that they thought it was a religion, and that they couldn't get acupuncture because they believed in God. I was like, wow. So part of my job is educating that acupuncture is not a religion, it's not voodoo. Chinese medicine in general is not like this mystical, magical thing. This medical system has been around for over 2,000 years, arguably in the 4,000 year range, using certain medicines and certain pressure points on the body. Now, how they knew this information is still beyond me. I drove my teachers crazy asking, but how, but why, but how? So we don't really know why certain pressure points work, but science is investigating these points now, and so we have a lot more understanding of specific points that have direct connections to the brain, in regions of the brain that tell the body to, they're sending signals to certain regions of the body. So lots of science is going into this now. It's not as weird as people may think it is, and I think the bigger problem, not just thinking it's weird or they wouldn't do something like that, is that they just don't know. And so we want people, I know you want people to know also, that there is another way. We do not have to use our conventional healthcare system. It is a disease management system, and they are wonderful at the serious stuff. They are wonderful at emergency medicine, but all they have is drugs and surgery. And so if you want that drugs and surgery, that quick pop of the pill,
you got it.
Great. There's a system for that. But if you want to get to the root cause of, for you, why your back hurts, or what's going on with the way your shoulder functions, or getting to the root of your digestive issue, we have, a totally different medical system for that.
Yeah. This is why I love Amber. You can already tell right away, right? Because she, along with a similar mindset that we have at TPR here, is exactly that, right? It's, can we get down to the root cause? Can we understand a little bit more that there's a conservative approach that maybe is the missing link? And how do we investigate? Because that's what we do. We're tiny little investigators that are just picking apart either your body as a whole unit or specifically one area to say, well, why did this start in the first place? And how do we have to reverse this to get you back to the lifestyle that you want, right?
Yeah.
So as far as this goes, just going forward with Amber, I think Amber's just provided you guys with a bunch of gold nuggets for you to understand that GI distress or just gut issues or maybe voodoo medicine doesn't necessarily have to be the real, I guess, myth behind what you do. You are truly an expert in poop and in GI issues, right? So knowing that about you and adding a little bit about acupuncture, tell people how they can find you and how they can follow you if they want to keep getting more information from you as far as this goes.
Sure. So my website is vitalitycenter.com, and you can find me on Facebook, The Vitality Center, and on Instagram, Vitality Center Denver. Any of those places are great.
Awesome. So I'm going to provide those links at the bottom of this video, and as far as this goes, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So much fun.
It's awesome. We're going to have a lot of people very similar to Amber that are helping in the Denver community. They're going to be able to provide you with healthy and active and anything that helps you stay fit as far as how your lifestyle wants to go. We're just going to keep providing people like Amber in front of you, if I could say Amber's name right. So let's take a little bit and recap a little bit about who you help, just so people know if they need to come and call you.
Wonderful. So I help women who are struggling with digestive issues such as acid reflux, gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, who really want to get to the root cause of their digestive issue so that they can focus on life.
Awesome. Love it. So look out for another episode of Stay Healthy Denver, and we'll be coming at you soon with more information and more people around the Denver area that can help you. So take care. We'll see you soon.